Welcome back to Down the Track. It's the ultimate showdown, India versus New Zealand. This is our big preview for the going into the match. A lot of things to talk about. We've already talked about a lot of things, but just tying everything up together and just really looking forward to this game. Hopefully, again, the rain stays away. I have with me my co-host Abraziz. What's up, bro?
It's only what 14, 16 hours now. Looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man, can't wait. It's gonna be difficult sleeping. It's gonna be very exciting. I don't know. For me, I don't want to sound like a traditionalist, but with Test cricket, I just love it, and especially in England, that's the icing on the cake for me. So I'm really excited. I don't know. It's the first time. I'm as excited as the T20 World Cup final. You know, when India are playing Pakistan. Of course, playing Pakistan is different, but this is very exciting. It's a different test altogether. Test of skill, patience, mental strength. Your thoughts going into this test match? First of all, you win the toss. What are you gonna do?
Win the toss, bat first.
Win the toss
Win
and
the
bat
toss,
first.
bat first. Put some pressure on the bowling side. Just do that. That's essentially what I'd always do, especially in a test match. You wanna go in the ascending. So batting first. Putting on some runs on the board, 350, 400, and then really putting pressure on New Zealand is what I would ideally like for India to do if they win the toss. But conditions will matter. I feel like if it's a overcast morning where you see a lot of swing, that's an option. Bowling would not be a bad idea. So, but for me personally, I think you take care of the first 15, 20 overs, and then you can just your openers have to take the responsibility to see off the new ball. Then let the others come in and score some good runs, and overall, eventually end up scoring a good first inning score, and then you always have the upper hand if you have a good first innings with the bat. So that's ideally what I would like. It depends obviously on the day, obviously, but that is personally my choice for sure. 100% win the toss, bat first.
Win the toss, bat first. Probably around 350 would be good score. Again, we have to assess the conditions, how they go. But India batting first against New Zealand. I don't know that 2019 World Cup semi final comes to mind.
With the
Uh,
rain as well.
Yeah, you've made valid points, and I think batting first in a big game like this always helps the nerves as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced about that. I just want to talk to you a bit about the captaincy. Like you're a bit on the back foot when I always ask you about Virat Kohli and his captaincy, and Williamson as well. How are these guys going to approach this game as captains? Let's first of all talk about Virat Kohli. This Indian team is world class. He's actually I'll give him credit here. To be honest with you, in Test cricket, he's done a wonderful job. The way he's picked up these fast bowlers, played some aggressive brand of cricket, it's actually worked out. They've reached the finals, and he wasn't there for the full series, but that Australia series was a marker of his team. This is Virat Kohli's team. It's not Dhoni's team. It's not Ganguly's team. This is Virat Kohli's team, and if they can win this, it will be unbelievable. But my counter question will be that if India don't win this, would it be a huge loss? It will be another trophy opportunity missed in the last like 6 7 years.
See, for me, Virat Kohli, yes, he's a great talisman batsman. I think like you said, this is his team. He's always gunned for good fast bowlers, and that's been his style. If you see a Dhoni team, or if you see a Saurav Ganguly team, that was a transformation stage. If you see a Dhoni team, that was more spin based. We used to always win in India, but we struggle outside. In England and stuff like that, we've always struggled. But Virat Kohli, you have to, like you said, you have to give him credit. He's over the past few years really pushed for good fast bowlers, and you see the likes of Bumrah, Ishant, Shami, Siraj now, Shardul. These guys are coming through the ranks and they are performing very, very well. So the Indian think tank has done an excellent job of consistently trying to get new fast bowlers in and keep that competition high, keep that levels high, keep that fitness levels high and everything. So credit to him, no doubt about it, where it comes to creating this team. Having said that, with the captaincy, there's always been an issue. He gets a little bit on the back foot, and he tactically, we've seen him miss a few tricks here and there, which have cost. I think cricket's the most important sport where a captain's importance is so high. A lot of the other team sports, you don't really care about captain's importance as much. So for cricket, it is very, very important, and we've seen Virat miss a trick or two every now and again where it was important for him to make certain decisions, and he failed to do that, and that's costed the team in the past. So that is my issue. But what I want to give him credit for, and what I think that he's doing now, and which I felt like he was lacking doing before, is that he's listening to his teammates. He's listening to Rohit Sharma. He's listening to Ajinkya. So if they can bring in those ideas, it's not only the mantle is not only on him. The mantle is on the senior players to step in. When they have some ideas, the likes of Ash and Bumrah are the champion bowlers as well. So he trusts them to set the fields and everything. And he backs them. So I'm hoping that he does that and he gets support from some of the other guys. And I think that is what is most important. If India is a team, they want to win, everyone will have to chip in with their ideas. And at the end of the day, it's Virat's decision to take it or no. But I think if they can give in those decisions and if he can listen to that with an open mind, I think they have a good chance here.
Yeah, and we saw that even Rahane, when he was captain, he was listening to the likes of Ashwin. He was listening to senior players.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Virat Kohli is more adaptable now than he was maybe 2 years ago. I think he's understood that, this team can win without him as well. So, when he's there, he adds to it. And I think this is the perfect time. Kane Williamson, coming off that World Cup final, that must have just, hurt your heart. If it was any other captain, they would have just lost it. But he was still calm. He attended the press conferences. He didn't complain. They actually lost on a technicality which wasn't even correct, right? So they technically won that match. But he's shown that he's very calm. He's composed. He's got a really good group as well behind him. Like New Zealand, normally we have 1 or 2 or 3 players. The likes of Chris Keynes and Fleming, maybe Macmillan. But now they have a good solid bunch of 15, 16 players. We saw them beat England as well. So credit to Williamson, of course, his captaincy. Your thoughts on that and just this New Zealand team in general?
Man, he's such a calm guy, but he's such an aggressive captain. It's just so beautiful to see Kane Williamson captain any side. We've seen him do it for Sunrisers in the T20 format. We've seen him do it for New Zealand for a while now, and he's just an aggressive captain. That calm personality with that aggressive nature and captaincy is beautiful to see. And this is Kane Williamson's team. You don't get me wrong. I mean, he's worked hard on this team. He's set a solid level he expects a solid level from every one of his players, and there's a good mix of youth and experience in this team, which I really like. There are newer guys coming in like Conway and what's his name, the other guy, Henry Nichols. These are some of the new guys. Jameson, these guys are the newer guys coming in. But then they have the experience in a talisman like Saudi and Ross Taylor. Trent Bolt has been around for a while. The Wagner is also now getting in that experience category. He's been consistently performing for them, and Kane himself has been playing for a while now, so he's also relatively consistent in his approach as well. So it's beautiful to see that they have a team that is actually a well-oiled machine, so to say. They've been practicing. They've been very, very, very unfortunate with some of the decisions, like especially the World Cup final. That was a very heartbreaking, and the way they all smiled and took it was just beautiful to see. And for me personally, man, if anybody has a choice, if I have a choice, my close second team has always been New Zealand. I really love this team. I've always supported them. If there's no India playing in New Zealand, it's always been my team. So it's beautiful to see them be in this, and it's like it's like a catch-22 situation for me, honestly. With India being a team that I've grown up to support and been supporting for a long time now, with New Zealand being my very, very close second. So it's beautiful to see. And Kane, coming back to Kane, I think he's an absolutely fantastic captain. If I had to choose between two people in this current position to lead a team that I'm setting out to play, I'd choose Kane. Just a shade over Virat at this point in time.
Yeah, if you look at it, these two teams over the last decade, they're the most consistent in reaching the semi-finals, finals. Yeah. New Zealand, last 2 decades maybe, right? They always reach there. So one of them will finally win it, and I think there'll be a lot of pressure on the loser, like in the sense that you don't want to be on this side. You want to really, it's a first World Test Championship. You really want to win it. Okay, so Don, I'm going to put you in a scenario, 2 scenarios, all right? And you have to give me your thing. Before I get predictions from you, I think this is something fun you might enjoy. So you're Rishabh Pant. I know you want to be Ashwin, but you're Rishabh Pant. You're walking in at, let's say, 150 for 4. Yeah. 150 for 5, let's say, right? Do you go aggressive from ball 1 like you've done throughout your career, or do you approach it differently?
No, go aggressive day 1. If he's 150,
ball's gonna swing, huh? It's not gonna be. 100%. In Australia, there was a few chances that Tim Paine missed.
And if Pant lets go of his natural instinct, he's not a player that I want to have in my team. His natural instinct has to go on. If he what you get with Pant now. you've seen the downside, you've seen the upside with punt. You
He
just
has
have to take
100 in
that
England
chance.
as well, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. You have to just take that chance. You just have to take that chance with punt. You'll be like, at 150 for 5 punt coming in, you are a little bit nervous because you don't know what you'll get with the punt. You don't know what kind of punt is walking in on the thing. But that's the chance that you have to take with the punts. Sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. And that's the kind of player he is. You have to accept that. You have to move on. If you want someone with a more conservative approach, you might as well go with Saha, right? You don't want because
Yeah.
in terms of wicket keeping, you have both of them are pretty decent. So you are bringing that X factor with punt, so that's what you need, and that's what I've been critical of punt in the past, but he has proven me wrong, and I accept that. I have now understood what I expect with punt, so I'm okay with going with that aggressive nature and going with that chance of coming off and of the possibility of it failing as well.
I like your impression, Rishabh Pant accent. I enjoyed it. It was a bit different to yours. But yeah, two more. I just got one on the spot. Pujara, same question, but different scenario. You're coming in at 10 for 1 early on. Of course, he's going to start off slow, but how does he play? Does he approach it like the Australia tactic, taking body blows and stuff, but with the ball swinging? Does he take a few more chances than he usually does and play a bit more aggressive?
See, my stance on Pujara has always been the same. I've always said that you need that one guy in the middle to kind of just block one end, and you have to have the others around him score. And that's my stance with him, and I don't think that's changed. I think that Pujara is in this team to block one side so that you don't lose as many wickets. You lose two quick wickets, and you have two new batsmen in the crease, and that is always tricky. So you have to have one side with an experienced guy kind of setting in, and then when if let's say he comes in at 10 for 1, settles down, everything is good, and then they become, let's say, 160, 170 for 1. Maybe that time, try a couple of things more. But Pujara's in this team for everyone around him to score and for him to block one side so that you don't have two new batsmen at a regular intervals. So that is my thing with Pujara, and I think that's how his style of play, and completely different from what Punt is, and that's how he should be.
Yep. Last scenario. New Zealand are 110 for 7. Jamieson walks in with on the other end you have the wicketkeeper batsman. I keep confusing.
Watling.
Yeah, not Tom Grundle. You have Vijay Watling.
Yeah.
You're Virat Kohli, the captain. Who are your two bowlers and what is your field placement?
Go with Shami and Bumrah, man. Just go all out. Just go all guns blazing. Have 4 slips. Have a gully. Have a silly mid-off or a shot or something like some close-in batsman. Just scare them out. Like don't at that point unless it's spinning a lot. Don't have Ashwin come in at that point. Even though he's bowling well, whatever. Just go in with your fast bowlers and give them a couple of body blows. Show them where you're at. Like have a couple go into the rib cage. Have one swing in or whatever. Give them a little difficulty. Don't let them settle in because and for all someone like a Jamieson and a Wagner, they will nick one every now and again, and you get that wicket. If they go for a few runs, it's okay. 110 for 7, it's totally okay if it goes out 150, 160. But go with that aggressive nature. A few miss edge, top edges going for 4 and stuff like that. That's fine. You take that over them settling down and then scoring 50, 60 runs and troubling you. I wouldn't want that, obviously.
Yeah, and if I am Bumrah and Shami, I'll put myself in those shoes. I would actually attack the stumps. I wouldn't bowl that test match line and length. I think maybe that might be an issue over the last 2-3 years where they, of course, there's fatigue, there's field placements and everything. That's also the problem why they're not removing the tailenders. But I feel that they should attack the stumps because sometimes when you're bowling that test match line length, the tailenders kind of enjoy that and they'll nick one, it'll go for 4, they'll nick another one, it'll go for 4. Attack the stumps, and I think one ball will have their number on it. So I think that's how they should go.
And I think that's why I really was pushing for a number 5 bowler, a good experienced number 5 bowler, and that's why I think the Indian team also has gone with Jaddu. So it gives you that that experienced bowler that can give these fast bowlers a little bit of a rest. You have a 10-12 over spell where only Ash and Jaddu are bowling, so these faster bowlers can take a little bit of rest and come back all guns blazing. We've seen in the past that when you go with only 4 bowlers, these guys get tired, and then when the wickets are really late to kind of wrap up the tail, they've been struggling. So this is a good decision by India, I think, to go with Jaddu.
Yeah, and just very quickly before I get your predictions, I'll just take the New Zealand side of things. I think for them, it will be facing the spin Ashwin and Jadeja, how they play them. Williamson and Ross Taylor, I think they're fantastic batsmen of spin. But the lower order, they shouldn't take it for granted in the sense if it's not turning, there'll be a lot of changes in variation. The in the air, the loop and the speed.
Yeah.
So they have to watch the ball carefully and adjust. And I think they should use their feet because, again, it won't turn as much as it does in India. So I think they should use their feet and be a bit more aggressive against the Indian spin bowlers. I don't know if you agree with
Absolutely,
that.
absolutely, 100%. I think that's the decision. Like even if, like with Santner injured, Ayaz Patel, like I've also mentioned in our previous podcast, I think the difference if India really wants to win this Test match will be in that spin bowling department and how their opening batsmen obviously can control the swing of Bolt and Saudi and Wagner. At that point. So that would be the two important battles for me.
Yeah, and predictions time. Who's winning the toss?
Kane Williams winning the toss. New Zealand's batting first.
New Zealand is batting first, and how much are they posting?
I say they post 284.
284, and how much India is posting?
India will post 267.
So wow, so New Zealand is the advantage, and then in the third
15
innings,
run to whatever 20 odd run advantage. Yes.
and third innings.
And in third innings, New Zealand wraps up for 146.
Okay, and that's around 160 target.
Yeah, 160, 165 target, and then the rain just troubles us all, and it's a draw match after.
Well, all that build up, all that build up. I thought you were going to say last ball, something like that. I hope it's a thriller because look, T20 World Cup. If you saw that India-Pakistan match, it changed cricket forever. The IPL came in, PSL came in, everything came in. It changed. The world. The world just got the eyes on T20 cricket, and I hope it's a close match just so that Test cricket does go up and beyond. And I think it's a good lesson for England as well because they've been rotating too much in Test cricket, and I think they should also understand that this is the format. Highest run scorer in this match: Virat Kohli, Williamson, or do you have a surprise?
Shubman Gill century.
Wow, I think that is too risky, man. I don't know what you ate for breakfast, but if we go, let's see this.
I'm just going crazy. I'm just going a little extreme. I just
If you
want to
get
see.
this right, dinner's on me.
You owe me a few, bro.
Okay, Shubman Gill is your highest run scorer in the match. Highest wicket taker.
Ishant.
Ishant Sharma. You're going all India, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to go against India when India is playing, but I love New Zealand. So for me, I mean, I wouldn't be like if India was playing England or Australia, I'd be really disappointed if they lose. With New Zealand, I'll be a tad bit less disappointed because New Zealand's just been such a sweet team to always look out for, And I was supporting them in the finals again in the 2019 World Cup finals as well. It was really heartbreaking at that time for them. I feel like they've 2015 finals, 2019 finals. They've been there and thereabouts. And it's high time they win something major. It'd be nice to see that as well.
Yeah, I'm going bowler. I'm gonna go Trent Bolt. I think he's gonna be on fire. I just feel that. Batsman, I was torn between two batsmen. One was Conway, but I'm not gonna go with him. I'm gonna go Rohit Sharma. I feel that Rohit Sharma is actually I always thought this guy has a problem moving his feet. He has an issue and everything. I've been watching him closely now. I think he's extremely skillful, extremely talented. We know that, but I think he's learned as well. We saw in Australia, he has all the time in the world. He just needs his mind in place. He needs his mind in place. He can get out trying to clear mid on mid off, but I think in this game he can take the game away from New Zealand because he scores at a good rate as well. And if he can get 100, I think India's on the front foot and they're winning this. If he gets out early, it's going to be a big problem for India. Huge issue with Virat Kohli coming in, Pujara coming in. Rohit Sharma for me is the key from India's point of view. And for New Zealand, I'm going Conway just because he's in spectacular form. But New Zealand, anyone can chip in. That's kind of their thing as well, right? So that's what I'm going. I'm going Rohit Sharma. I think he's going to be the key for me. Any last thoughts going in? Hopefully we have a 6-day as well, right? So hopefully we do get a result. But last thoughts, you're predicting a draw. I don't know if you're serious about that, but any last thoughts?
No, I think one other person that I'm looking forward to is Ajinkya Rahane. I think he's been exceptional. Yeah, he's been exceptional as a captain. But I think his batting has been a little off over the past year, 2 years. He hasn't really scored except for that one century in Australia, which he scored well. But in and around that, also he's been scoring some very very low runs. I mean, he's been a little bit unfortunate in terms of that. So I want to see if a couple of quick wickets really fall, and if he comes into the crease early, if he can really take all that experience and guile that he has and show and get another monster century. That would be beautiful to see.
No, 100%. I completely agree with that. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait for this. Heart says India, mind says New Zealand. I think they do.
I have almost the same same feeling that you do.
Yeah, I just feel that they have acclimatized to the conditions, but more than that, I think they have a solid team as well. I'm hoping for a last day kind of thriller. Our post tea session, like we saw in Brisbane. I think that would be spectacular for Test cricket. But yeah, you can catch us daily.
I'm also
Yeah.
hoping for the crowds to sell out. For the stands to be
Is
completely
it going to
full.
be full?
I don't know. I just hope that there's enough noise and enough banter going on, and enough
Yeah.
fun going on around there, because that will help India, honestly.
It's going to be depending on the COVID protocols. I'm not sure how many are allowed in attendance, but it's going to be all blue.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You'll find a few Kiwis here and there chilling, but I think it's going to be all blue. And yeah, if they do allow like maximum capacity, it'll be great to have a full house. And I'm sure the English local boys will also come in. They enjoy their Test cricket, so it'll be good. I think it'll be a fascinating watch. I can't wait for it. To be honest with you, me and you will join our audience hopefully daily after the end of day's play, giving our thoughts, and everyone can ask their questions as well. It'll be fantastic, and keep in touch and enjoy the game, man.
Looking forward to it, man.
All right, take care.